Hi everyone, on today's episode of Beer and Watches, we're going to be taking a look at the Ula Dive Watch from the folks over at the Zenea Watch Company based in Toronto, Canada. Now time's a ticking, so let's get stuck in. Hey guys, Matt Johnson here. I'm your host of my YouTube channel, Beer and Watches, where I bring you the very best in watch news, watch reviews, and craft beer brews every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We're going to be taking a look at a brand new micro-brand watch company and their first introduction into the watch world with their initial watch, the Ula Dive Watch. Now, this watch has been sent over to me for review. I don't get paid for this review, and the watch will go back to Zenea once this watch review is over. Now, before we get into the watch review today, the beer that I'm drinking is the Pilsner from Parallel 49 Brewing Company, based right here in Vancouver, Canada. Now, I'm pairing the Parallel 49 with the Zenea watch because the owner of Zenea Watches used to live right here in Vancouver, and he's a big fan of Parallel 49 Brewing Company. So he asked me if I could pair this beer with this watch, and of course I agreed. Now, this one is a Czech style Pilsner. It's about 5%. Well, it's not about 5%, it is 5%. Now, if you want to check out the full lineup of Parallel 49 Brewing Company's beers, you can go to parallel49brewing.com, and there you'll see a really eclectic line of beers, and also, notably, their incredible artwork that they put on their cans. All that being said, let's give this beer a quick try. Oh, that's really good, guys. It's very crisp and refreshing. It's got a slight bready maltiness and also a hint of spicy and floral hops. Very, very nice beer, nice and refreshing. Now, without further ado, let's swing this camera around and take a full look and review of this beautiful watch from Zenea Watches. All right, now before we take this out of the box and do a full in-depth review, if you want to check out the full lineup of Ula Dive Watches from Zenea Watches, you can go over to zeneawatches.com, where you'll see the full line of watches. You'll see the Volcanic Obsidian Black, the Snowcap Classic White, the Japanese Gardens Blue, the Ocean Hornet Yellow, and also the Time and Space Meteorite Dial watch. Now, as at the time of this video, the watches are currently in production, and the shipping of the watches will be, or is expected to be, in January of 2021, so only a couple of months to go because now is November 2020. Now, at the time of this video, all of the watches, except for the Time and Space Meteorite Dial, will come in at $865 US. However, if you go to the website right now, zeneawatches.com, they have a deal on, and you can buy these watches at a pre-production price of $599 US, saving yourself a massive $266 off the actual production price. The Time and Space Meteorite Dial with the Meteorite Dial in the watch, the regular price on that will be $1,039 US, and right now you can purchase that watch at $799 US, again saving yourself about $240. So some great savings there, and again, as I say, if you want to take up those savings and purchase one of these watches, you should go over to zeneawatches.com. Now, all of the Zenea Ula Dive Watches come with a 2-year warranty from the date of purchase, and Zenea Watches is a Canadian company with a Swiss-based workshop, again founded by Jason Hutton in Toronto there in early 2020. Now, as for these dive watches, are they real dive watches? Can you really take them diving? Well, let's just say that the guy designing them, Jason Hutton, is also a certified scuba diver, so I would say that he knows what he's talking about. First of all, you'll see that the box is this red. Now, this red is actually the same Pantone color as the Canadian flag because Jason is based in Toronto, so that's kind of a tip of the hat to Canada, which I think, being a Canadian, is very, very cool. We'll open up the box, and inside here we have this incredible display case and watch box. Now, one thing I want to say about this is I know that a lot of people have mentioned that they wish that the company wouldn't spend as much money on the box and just put it all into the watch. Well, I can tell you you this from experience. A lot of the watches that I see are in basic generic cardboard boxes, even if the watches are expensive and really nice watches. To do packaging like this, in my opinion, is extremely important because, and again, this is just my opinion, and let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with me, but in my opinion, it's not just about the watch, it's about the watch unboxing experience. When you're paying a lot of money for a watch, you want to feel that kind of rich, full experience right from the get-go. And Zenea Watches is certainly doing that with this beautifully lacquered wooden box with the metal medallion on the top with Zenea, their logo, and these two head-to-tail dolphins in this continuous circle symbolizing the continuous passing of time. I just think this is a beautiful box. Great attention to detail and adds to the unboxing experience. And I can tell you that the difference between a cardboard box and this kind of box for actual manufacturing costs is not as much as you would think. We might talk $10 or $15 in difference. So when you consider it's only $10 or $15 between those two different types of packaging, I personally would rather that little bit of money go into the box to give me this great experience, and also give me a great place to store the watch and be proud of it when it's on my shelf at home. Now, all that being said, when you open the box, inside we have the Zenea logo there in the top, again with the red in the same Pantone color as the Canadian flag, and then we have the watch sitting on this cushion, again just adding to the beautiful unboxing experience of the watch. A couple of things about the watch. First of all, it is Swiss made. It's a brand that's been self-funded by the founder. The production order has been initiated in September of 2020, and as I say, watches will be shipping out in January of 2021. A couple of things. It's an H-link stainless steel bracelet with an expandable buckle here at the back to go over dive suits, wetsuits, things like that. Each watch does come with a stainless steel bracelet and a leather bracelet as well. Now, what I'll mention about the leather bracelet is it does have quick release pins here. It's got a nice Zenea branded buckle on there. I personally don't think this leather bracelet is the greatest quality leather bracelet. However, I'm sure that a lot of you, if you're purchasing a watch like this, really want it on the stainless steel bracelet. You also have the option of going to a company like strapsco.com and purchasing different rubber silicone bracelets, things like that. So really, you get the watch on this one, and this one is just thrown in as an added bonus. It is genuine leather. Again, little freebie, so that's certainly nice of the company to do. A couple of other things I want to mention before we get into the specs of the watch. On the back here, you can see we have those two head-to-tail dolphins. They're swimming in that concentric circle there to represent the continuity and never-ending nature of time, which is kind of a cool little tip of the hat there to what the brand is all about. Looking at the face here, you can see we've got the red second hand, which is using that same Pantone color. We've also got the red dots here around at the 5-minute markers, which are also in that same red Pantone color as the Canadian flag. So I kind of think that's really neat that Jason is honoring the country that he's from and kind of put that in little ways into the design and packaging of the watch. Now, I've got my calipers here, so let's get into some measurements on the watch here. The case diameter on this without the lugs is 41 millimeters, give or take. The lug to lug on this is about 48 millimeters. The lug width on here, well, I can't get in there because it's got solid end links, but it is, I would say, 20 millimeters. And the case thickness on this is coming in just over 12 millimeters, so about 12.5 millimeters on the case thickness. And as you can see, the case is done in a beautifully polished stainless steel, 316L stainless steel, and it's got a brushing to the top and also on the band. And I just want to mention that this band is really, really nicely done. It's got a very, very solid feeling about it. It's got screwed links here, really nicely done, coming down to the deployant clasp. It's a push button deployant clasp. These two buttons here deploy the clasp. It's got a solid milled clasp there, and then also we've got the Zenea logo on here engraved on the clasp, and then we've got these two other buttons which are going to allow you to extend the clasp itself to put over a wetsuit, dive suit, something like that, and that works beautifully, works really, really well. You could also use this, I guess, as kind of a micro adjustment. It does have 3 micro adjustments there to make the strap, the band, a little smaller, but you could also use this to kind of make it a little bigger if you wanted to put it on a bigger wrist. So that is really, really a beautiful deployant clasp, very solid, not much wiggling there, very well done indeed. Good click, I like that a lot. On this is a sapphire crystal. It's got an anti-reflective coating on the inside, hour, minute, second hands. We've got lume on the hour and minute hands, on the little dot on the second hand there, and also on the applied hour markers. And then we've got applied hour markers all the way around with kind of a silver edge to those. I've also been told by Jason that this date window will have a beveled border on it on the actual production models. Okay, that's not showing on this because this is a demonstration model. We've got the Zenea logo there applied just below the 12 o'clock position, Zenea there, and also here I'm going to have to move those hands out the way just so you can see. As you can see, when I pulled this out, it does stop the second hand, so it is hackable, which means that second hand is going to stop when the crown's pulled out, which allows for more precise time setting. Swiss made there at the 6 o'clock position, and then here you can see it says Ula Dive automatic, 300 meters, 30 ATMs, and 300 meters is about 1,000 feet of water resistance. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is an honest to goodness real deal diving watch. We've got a rotating bezel. It's a unidirectional rotating bezel, rotates to the left. It's got good clicks in there, little stiff on the rotation, certainly works very, very well, feels solid, no back play, good clicks, but a little stiffer, not the loosest rotating bezel I've ever felt. However, you do want to consider that this is a proper dive watch. So I guess if you're a real diver and you want to set this bezel, you do not want that thing moving around on you accidentally if you were to catch the edge of the bezel on your dive. That could be disastrous. So that may be why it's a little stiffer, to make sure that once you set it, you can forget it and it's not going to move. We've got some good coinage to the bezel there. This is a ceramic bezel. It's got loomed markers on it and numbers and pip as well. So this has got a lot of lume on this watch, so we'll take it into the darkroom now and take a look at the lume. There is the lume on this watch. As you can see on the outer bezel, we've got fully loomed markers, loomed pip. On the hands and the second hand, we've got full lume, and then on the hour markers, we've got a different colored lume, a blue lume. Now this is only after 60 seconds of applied light. So basically what I do is I turn on my flashlight on my iPhone and apply that light for 60 seconds to the watch, and then we film the lume to see what we're getting. So I certainly think you're going to get a lot more lume out of this than that, but that's after the 60 seconds of application, and I think that is some beautiful lume and a beautiful, beautiful looking dial on this dive watch. Very, very nice indeed. As for the crown, this is a 5.5mm screw down crown. It has got the Zenea logo on there, crown guards, polished stainless steel. Now the crown on this, for me personally, is a little bit small. It's fully functional, it's got good coinage to it, but again, I find this just a tad too small. I would prefer it to be a little bit bigger. Now, does that impede the working, the action of it? No, not at all. You turn it, it is a screw down crown obviously because it's a dive watch. It pops open there at the first position. That is the winding position. The wind on this, it is solid. It is a little stiffer on the wind, if I'm honest. It's not difficult to wind, it's just not as easy as I would like, but it's solid, it works, it does everything it's supposed to, so can't really fault that there. It is a little stiff to pull out. Now again, this is a pre-production demo model, so I'm not sure if that will change. First pull out, when you turn this here, will actually change the date. As you can see, the dates lock in, no problems there. They've got a good feel. I can feel those locking in, so that works well. You pull it out again to set the time on the watch, and then you push it in, and give that a turn, and that will actually screw down. Now, I've also been told by Jason that the screw on the screw down crown, so inside the little stem there, that will be anodized red to basically assist you when you are pushing in and screwing back in the crown, just to let you know that it is fully deployed and it's in its secured position. So that will actually be on the finished production model. Now, going to the strap here on the back, I actually did try and get this band off using tools to pop the pins in here, but I could not get it off. So I reached out to Jason because I thought, you know, if that's the way the watch is going to go out, that's going to be a problem for people who purchase it if they did want to change the strap. I was told that on the actual production model, the metal band here will also be a quick release band. So you won't need any tools or anything like that on the final production model to be able to change the metal band to a leather one that's included, or any other strap that you want to use for that matter. And again, the strap is a 20mm strap, so they're going to be very easy to find and very easy to replace with whatever band you like. Now, I want to take the back off here and show you the movement inside. So let's do that right now. So the movement you're looking at in this watch here is the Swiss ETA 2824-2 movement. Now, this movement is a workhorse. It's solid and it's easily serviced. It can be found in other noteworthy watches such as the Tudor Black Bay, Hamilton Khaki, even in the Sin 556 and 556A. It's a 28,800 VPH movement vibrations per hour, so a high beat Swiss movement. It's got 25 joules. They're those little pink synthetic rubies there that you can see. It's got a 38-hour power reserve, it's got shock protection, and it's good for plus or minus 12 seconds a day. A very, very accurate workhorse movement. So that's a beautiful beating heart at the heart of this watch. As for the case back, well, that is a beautiful solid stainless steel case back. We've got the rubber ring, gasket ring there for the water protection, but very, very solid and very nice case back indeed. You can see the logo of the two dolphins encircled on the back there, and they're kind of in relief on a almost like a sandblasted kind of finish to the stainless steel. So case back on, what are my kind of final thoughts? Well, I think that this is a great first watch from the Zenea Watch Company. Kudos to them. I like everything about it. You know, the crown for me is a little small, and the bezel is maybe a little on the stiff side. But again, like I say, if this is meant for real divers, that bezel certainly works. It rotates, it's good and solid, so maybe I'm just nitpicking there. A really, really beautiful watch and beautiful offering. Everything's solid, it all works. I really do like it. As far as price goes, well, you know, for a Swiss watch like this with a Swiss 2824 movement inside and the build quality, I would say that it's certainly right on point as far as pricing goes, and actually right now at the initial price on their website of $599 US with the over $200 discount is actually incredible pricing. I can tell you that my Tissot C-Star Powermatic 80, which looks very similar to this, that one cost me about $1,000, and so picking this up for $599 is certainly a great deal. So there you go, guys. That's a look and a full review of the Zenea Ula Dive Watch. I give it a thumbs up. I really like it, and I hope you enjoyed this thorough review. I certainly think that it is a great first watch from this new watch company, and I look forward to more releases from them in the future. If this watch is anything to go by, then I would say they are on the right track. We'll see you again on Wednesday for another episode of Beer and Watches. Now, don't forget, if you're not subscribed yet, please do click on the subscribe link, and also click on the bell button so you get notified every time I release a new video, which is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you want to check out one of my other great reviews, you can check out this review right here and click on the Beer and Watches logo right there to subscribe. Take care. We'll see you Wednesday. Bye for now.